I think we are live now. Yeah. Seems good. So we are live. Good. Yeah. So good morning all. So let's start our session. Anything you like to ask, any question in general you have, please go ahead, ask me. Ask me any question, any doubt. Before we start, any question? Yeah.
Why did Elon betray Trump?
Why did Elon
Betray Trump.
betray Trump? Okay, good question. The question is, why did Elon betray Trump? That's the question. First of all, do you agree with the question that he betrayed Trump? And if you agree, then tell me, why do you think it happened? Your opinion.
I just know that something happened between them,
Yeah.
and Elon abandoned Trump,
Yeah.
and now is looking for some other political party.
Yeah.
Support.
He's talking about forming a new party. Yeah. Very interesting. Anything you like to say? You like to add to it? You have any idea?
Yeah. He added some controversial tweets on X, claiming that Trump was involved with some guy.
Epstein
I don't know.
files.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The Epstein or Epstein file.
Epstein.
Epstein file.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein file. He mentioned about it. Yeah. So it's a very interesting question. Okay, let's look at it from from linguistic perspective, language perspective, because we are trying to build our language capabilities. So Donald Trump and Elon Musk, so they are specific type of personalities. Okay, they are very unique example. You know, when you look at these two individuals, what words come to your mind? First of all, dominant.
Power.
One by one. They both are very dominant. Okay, good. Second,
Wow.
powerful. They represent power. They personify power. Very good. Third,
They have a lot of followers.
they have a lot of followers. That means they have leadership capabilities. They are natural leaders. Okay, they have built their leadership capabilities over a period of time, and they are personified. They are successful. Very good. More words for describing their personalities.
Influential.
They are very influential. They can sell their ideas very effectively. Imagine Elon Musk talking about conquering space, creating a program called SpaceX, selling their idea to government of America, collaborating with NASA, and creating a vehicle for his own company to be immortal. It's not something which is normal. I mean, any ordinary person on the street talking about conquering space would be laughed at, would be mocked at, would be sneered at. But Elon Musk, being Elon Musk, he did that. Very good. More words.
Good manipulators.
They are manipulative. They both are very manipulative. They are great at masterminding their ideas. They're sharp. They're tactful. Okay, manipulative. Any other? How do you describe their personalities? That's what we're talking about. They are
Hard work.
They're hardworking. Very good. They are hardworking. They are hardworking. Today's generation, looks at success, but people forget to see that they really have worked very hard. When people would party, they would think about creating wealth, and they have that hunger for being successful and creating wealth. Donald Trump has crossed 70. Yeah, he's septuagenarian, more than 70. And this gentleman I think, is around 50. Yeah, almost. So this is amazing. Young people, they earn money, they create wealth, and they just get satiated. By 25, 30, there are a lot of people. But these people have unflinching desire to excel and create more wealth. Next. Very good. How do you look at their personalities? You said you partied yesterday, right?
He's a very motivated person.
Who? Both of them? Very motivated, very self-motivated, and they motivate people also. I mean, I really feel they galvanize, they inspire, they motivate, they exhort. Okay, very good. They're very flamboyant. They both of them are very flamboyant as an individual. They are showy. They are showy. They are ostentatious. They display their wealth. They don't mind talking about it. You see, look at most of the Indian billionaires and most of the American billionaires. The difference is stark. These people don't mind talking about their wealth. I was listening to this gentleman, Tom Cruise. I mean, he was so articulative when it came to displaying his wealth. In India, people don't do so sharply. Yeah, there's a difference. They both are eccentric also. They have their own idiosyncrasies. They're outlandish in their behavior. You don't know how they will react in a situation. Come to think of it, Donald Trump is the president of America, and Elon Musk comes with one of his sons. He has 11 kids, and he comes there, and in the White House, when people actually are very formally dressed, you look at him. His last session there, he was casually dressed. So there was a message that he was trying to communicate and convey. So these are extremely different personalities. Okay. Sometimes people might call them as weird also, bizarre also, but that's how they are. Okay, they have infectious energy. Okay. Apart from that, there is a very unique way of looking at their personalities. Since we are talking about vocabulary, these people have learned to enjoy and understand the word called ego. Is ego good or bad?
If you make it work for yourself, it's good.
Very good. If you make it work for yourself, it's good. So ego is self. Ego is self. You stretch ego beyond it. You can be egoistic. You can be egotistic. You can be egocentric. You can be egomaniac. Or you can be narcissistic. Okay. Egoistic people are people who think about themselves all the time. Egoistic people have this desire to think about themselves. Egotistic people always have this desire to talk about themselves. They both look very egoistic. I did that. Imagine India-Pakistan war was going on, and suddenly the war comes to a grinding halt, and no one else but Mr. Trump announces ceasefire. Mr. Modi doesn't do it. Trump does it, and he says, I did that. I talked to Mr. Modi. I got it done. I brought peace in that part of the world. And it did not stop there. He kept doing it next day, then next day. And Mr. Modi was speechless. He still does not have any answer to that. That means this guy is egotistic. And then there are people who believe that they are the center of universe. They are the people who are slightly ego, and when they carry it to a level, they are egomaniacs also. They are obsessed by themselves. Okay, they are narcissists. The famous story of this gentleman called Narcissus, wherein you believe that you are the center of universe. Okay, now is this good or bad? You rightly pointed out this is relative. Sometimes you need to display your ego, but sometimes you need to really be sublime. You need to be slightly noble. You need to be slightly subtle. But make no mistakes, they are not there when it comes to these words. Okay? Now your question is, why did he betray Mr. Trump? Well, look, you yourself admitted that they are two smart people. If you look at their wealth, they are into billions and billions of dollars. They are into trillions. Forget about billions. So they cannot be betrayed and fooled so easily. It seems they both might be fooling the whole world, but they have served their personal interest very well. Look at what Mr. Musk did. Mr. Musk, first of all, advocated Trump's candidature, and he spent a lot of money, thousands of crores. Why did he do it? There has to be an agenda. Yeah. To me, Elon Musk has a desire to be America's next president. It's quite clear now. He's talking about forming a new party called the American Party, something like that. Yeah. He spent money because he knew, like typically plutocrats are. Plutocracy is a government run by rich people. Typical plutocrats, what they do is they fund elections. They are very, very influential. In India also, the same goes to all top business tycoons. They fund elections. Why do they do it? Because then they can influence policy making. And that is what Mr. Trump admitted, that I have helped him get so many business contracts worth thousands of crores. So that is one reason for which he supported Mr. Trump. That's one. Second, EV is his business positioning. Okay, Tesla is his business focus. Now, this business idea works a lot on government initiative, grants, and subsidies, and the government support. So he gets that. That is second reason. Okay. So that was the interest, which partially has been served so far. Now, Mr. Trump allowed Mr. Musk to be part of a very strategic team. The team which would be the government efficiency team, the core team. And he was heading, Mr. Musk was heading that. Now, uska kaam kya tha? To be more productive, to spread technology initiatives, and to cut spending. And he was very excited about it. But then came big, beautiful budget. Okay, that bill came. And in that bill, first thing which shocked Mr. Musk was that the grants and the subsidies which would be given to EV or energy initiatives would be withdrawn, which he didn't like. Second, increase in defense expenditure, tax cuts, not his idea. Why defense expenditure is increasing, the world can see now. War helps America both ways. So Musk did not like that idea. There could be more than what it meets our eyes, but that is what we see. That is where he decided to withdraw. But I have a feeling that he saw something internally also. Tesla was bleeding, and Tesla is losing a lot. So he could not afford it. And his attention was required. That's one. Okay. Now come to think of it, after the announcement that Mr. Musk made, his company's shares have gone down. I was reading $150 billion kind of, it has gone down. So why? Because state has a legal monopoly over everything. State is very powerful. If you ask me, who's more powerful right now? Donald Trump. He is the president of America. Okay. Now, Mr. Musk, what he did, he retaliated by posting on X. And in that post, he talked about that report, which you claimed, which you talked about. That Trump didn't like, because this is like mudslinging, washing dirty linen in public. And that is where the war has really become hostile. Ego tussles have been going on, and the whole world is laughing at them. It's like these people are, almost like 4 or 5 months back, they were the best friends, bum chums. Yeah, alter ego. But now they are Bethanoia, arch rivals. So what does it communicate to us? What do we learn? Nobody is betraying anyone. It's basically exposing or getting exposed at a very early stage. That is what has happened. What do you learn? Don't go over euphoric about something. Don't come to results very soon. Once bitten, twice shy. Be cautious and try to separate personal relationship with professional relationship. Okay, and analyze personalities before you get into any venture. You need to, because sometimes we feel that, this person also is like me, but at times you are required to have complementary skills. As a partner, somebody being very flamboyant and the other person being very subtle and sublime would possibly be a better marriage in business also. So these two people want to be cynosure, center of attraction everywhere. It doesn't work that way. That's all. I hope I've answered. Anything else?
Do you really, like there was this article that said that this news about Trump and Elon Musk, it's fake or something, that the fight that they're having is just for the media and all.
Yeah.
So do you think
I told you, this could be the fact. This could be. The question that what she's saying is this fight a fake one just to really, like an eyewash in front of media and the world? It could be true. It could be. I don't know. But I'm sure these are very mature heads. So we have to wait and watch before we pass judgment that they've betrayed anyone or they've become arch enemies. No, we can't really pass that judgment. We have to wait and watch. Till now, interestingly, Mr. Musk is talking about forming a new political party. America is primarily a two-party system, Democrats and Republic. It's a presidential form of governance. Wherein interestingly, India is a parliamentary form of governance, wherein the executives and legislatives and judiciaries are there. Judiciary is independent in both America and India both. In India, legislative and executives they work in tandem with each other, but in America, all are separate. Interestingly, in America, the president can actually find the best talent in every field and nominate and choose for heading that field. In India, the government can only be formed by people who have been chosen by people of India. Okay, so there is a handicap also. So it's a very unique idea. Now Mr. Musk is talking about floating a new party. Let's see what happens. So you may be right. Anything else? Any other question? So if you've read today's Times of India, then there are few very good articles. One by Swaminathan Iyer.
Why
It's
does
about
India
what?
not have to worry about the Chinese dams on
Very
the
good. Why does India not have to worry about the Chinese
dams on the Brahmaputra?
dam on Brahmaputra River? So it's a very good article. What is the crux of the article?
I can't really sum it up because I didn't understand it too
Yeah,
much. Because
so
I
it
don't know
says-
the backstory of
Okay,
it.
I'll explain. It says it is actually, if you look at the entire article, it is with respect to India deciding to stop Indus water. India deciding to unfollow Indus water treaty with Pakistan. And the article says, as a response to that, China might also do it with India with respect to the river Brahmaputra. But Swaminathan Iyer very smartly analyzes it. And he says, we don't have to worry because we do not, sometimes that water being released from that river causes problem in that part of the world, because he says these are two different zones. Northeast is not water deficient area in India. Okay. Pakistan suffers because they need more water. Sometimes he says more water in India causes problem. That is what the article talks about. So he says we don't have to worry too much about it. And then it gives a very interesting backdrop of the entire situation. Swaminathan Iyer he's very powerful. Swanomics, the article says. So this is the article all about. And then there's one more article on delimitation, as they say. It's about census. So read the entire excerpt. It's a very good article. These two are very good articles.
If India discontinues being part of the Indus Water Treaty, but India would still, like there's the China-Pakistan economic corridor, but India would still want to be a part of at least one thing that is helping its economy, right?
India would still like to be?
Part of one of the treaties which is helping its trade and all of that.
Good question, but your question is India should be a part of at least one treaty where it actually gets benefited by its trade.
Exactly. So if it's not part of anything which is related to China or Pakistan, they're quite, China at least is very powerful in trading and stuff. So shouldn't it be trying to make ties with China instead of breaking the ties?
That's a good question, but for that, what you're saying is, should India try to make amends and possibly create some kind of ties with China? Because if India breaks ties with China, then it's not going to help India. Or as it is, we are doing with Pakistan. No, India is not breaking ties with China at all. India has strategic relations. Look, most of the countries. It's a very so what you and sometimes when we as an individual read about these countries and our relations, we tend to forget that business and politics sometimes don't go hand in hand. America and China are the best example. Now, on the face of it, they are two big arch rivals. But when it comes to business, they both have worked in tandem with each other for decades. America needed China as much as China would need America. Okay. And if you think, or if you are telling me that tomorrow there can be a big war between these two countries, we are fooling each other. It will not happen. It is just that American economy right now is in doldrums, and they actually are trying to find ways through which they can generate more employment. China will always be on their radar, and China is technologically very strong in terms of advancements. That is where American might is questioned. Coming back to India, India does not have any reason to believe that India and China will not have a very strong trade relationship. India does have. We have we have several trade bodies, we have several regional trade blocks, yeah, wherein India and China come together. If you look at percentage of export that India does, then China is up there. So it's not that India does not have, and China also doesn't want to really antagonize India by any stretch of imagination. These skirmishes, these battles, these fightings at the border have been going on perennially. They will go on. But in terms of trade, these countries have strategic gains to be made. So let's not get confused. ये दोनों कंट्रीज आपस में बहुत आराम से ट्रेड करेंगी और एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट भी करेंगी. फॉर एग्जांपल इंडिया के स्टैंड टेररिज्म पे चाइना ने उसको एक्नॉलेज किया है 2 दिन पहले that India stands on terrorism is correct. So China is a very smart nation. You look at Indo-Pak war when it was going on, China did not speak anything. Yeah, but they were doing what they wanted to do. So this is called as real politics of realism. Good question. Anything else? Anything else? Any other doubt? Yeah. So today what we do is we take the session further and we have a exercise on reading comprehension. So I'll subject you to a small test on reading comprehension. We'll do the analysis. Incidentally, the test pertains to business and economy. So there are interesting passages, and once you solve, we'll do the analysis. Okay, good. Take care. Yeah. Not bad.